Hi everybody, welcome to today's video. My name is Dima and I've been watching K-dramas for 9 years. Now I really wanted to make this video because I know there are a lot of people that want to get into K-dramas but don't know where to start. As an international fan, I know it can sometimes be really hard to find people that like the same things that you do, especially when it comes to something that is foreign like Korean dramas and Korean culture, Korean music. So I really just wanted to make this guide for all of you that are getting into this newly or have watched a few but want to know more. I'm going to break down everything for you. I have the timestamps in my bio if you guys just want to skip through. And yeah, everything I know about Korea and Korean language and Korean everything is from K-dramas and variety shows and music. I've never been to Korea. I'm not Korean. I'm just chilling. I'm a fan. I've been here for 9 years. Like, this is just my knowledge. Okay. Now, I'm just going to list out a few facts for you for Korean dramas that you might not have known. So Korean dramas come out twice a week, not once a week, and they come out in consecutive days. For example, Mondays and Tuesdays or Fridays and Saturdays. K-dramas aren't like American TV shows. They usually have like 16 to like 24 episodes. Very few K-dramas have 2 seasons, but now with Netflix K-dramas, I feel like they have more potential to have 2 seasons, which isn't something I'm very happy about, to be honest. Usually K-dramas are 16 to 20 episodes, and when you're done with the K-drama, you're done. Only at the time when there's like a cliffhanger, I'm like, okay, a second season, but now we have to wait for seasons of K-dramas. That's so weird. If a K-drama exceeds like 50 plus episodes, it's usually a family sitcom drama, and on Korean like TV channels it would come out like on the daily or like many times a week, which is why it's so long, but usually most of the time it's 16 to 20 episodes. The length of each episode usually ranges between 45 minutes and an hour and 15 minutes. So you know, when you're using Netflix usually releases like TV shows by the season. Well, that's not the case for K-dramas. They still come out twice a week as per Korean TV channels like guidelines. So if something was happening in Korea, like a baseball game or like a news broadcast was interrupting the drama schedule, you will not have an episode on Netflix. Now, I'm going to give you 4 websites, 2 of which are free, 2 of which are paid. So let's start with the free. Now, I'm not going to tell you guys the like full name on here because I don't want to get into trouble. So I'm going to give you guys the initials and then I'll write the names of the websites in my bio. So number 1, D. D is one of my favorite websites. It is my favorite website of all time for watching K-dramas. It's super easy to use, and the best thing about it is that if you scroll down to the end of the page, you will find the newest releases. So then you can like kind of be aware of what's happening. Not only does it have Korean dramas, but it has Japanese, Taiwanese, Chinese. So it's really good for like Asian dramas in general. And what's really nice about it is that there are a lot of older K-dramas. So if you wanted to find something from like 2011, 2010, it's going to be there. The quality might not be as high as you wanted it to be for the older K-dramas, but most of the time for the newer releases, the quality is so good. And also another advantage of it is that you can search up by actor as well. So if you go to your K-drama page and then you'll have a list of actors, if you click on them, you will find more dramas by that actor, so you can go watch them. Number 2, K. The best thing about K is the fact that it has a lot of very good curated lists. So if you scroll down also, you will find top day, top month, most popular. The best thing about that is that they rank the dramas by the amount of viewers. So for example, if Goblin had 20 million followers, it would be number 2 in the most popular dramas of all time. And that's fantastic because then you can watch the dramas that are really good. You don't need to search for 5 million recommendations. You can just see what the most popular is, and usually the most popular is really good. Another fantastic feature is that its search bar has drama and actor. So you can search by the drama name or you can search by the actor's name. The best thing about it is that when you search up the actor, it comes up even with the bio of the actor, so like his age or her age and all of their work, and it'll even tell you what's like hot or like what's top right now. For the paid, so number 1 for the paid is Netflix. So Netflix is a subscription-based website. I'm sure you guys know it. The best thing about Netflix is that I've seen that they've added so many K-dramas. Like, their lists are actually really good. And the best thing about it, y'all, you don't even know the struggles that I used to face 8 years ago trying to watch K-dramas. Even 5 years ago, the quality was nyeh. But on Netflix, the fact that you can watch it in 4K, oh my god, watching it on my TV has become a whole new experience. The only disadvantage of Netflix, besides like having a subscription base and it may not be in your country, is the fact that I feel like the subtitles on Netflix are not that strong. Like, I feel like there's a lot of times where they skip a few parts, or some parts are just missing, or they don't fully translate some things. Like maybe I'm just used to like the way that they translate on like fan websites, which is they sometimes even put some words on the top to explain to you what they are, or they genuinely do like put in every single translation. That's just like my pet peeve, but other than that, the translations are like 99% correct. I'm just a perfectionist. And the second paid website is Viki. They have a free version and that they have a paid version. Now for the free version, you will get lower quality and more ads. For the paid version, it's like subscription. I think you can either pay monthly or yearly. The great thing about Viki is the fact that it has many subtitles. So if English wasn't your first language, maybe it's Spanish, Tagalog, etc., it would be there. Like most of the time it would be there. They just have a broader range of languages, which you cannot find on like free websites, you know what I mean? Now, I know when I first started watching K-dramas, I obviously did not know anything. I actually switched from watching Japanese dramas to K-dramas. I made like a whole story of like how I began watching them somewhere here. But yeah, I just found Korean like not hard to learn, not at all. It's actually a very easy language. Once you start hearing it a lot, especially if you're watching more dramas, it's super easy to catch on to. But I remember feeling like I was missing something, or I needed to watch a lot of things to understand like little nuances. So I'm gonna tell you what the little nuances are now. For the Korean language, now you'll notice that there is two tones. There's informal tone and there's formal tone. So when you're listening to it, you'll see when they're speaking in formal tone, especially if they're speaking to like other people, strangers, their parents, like things like that, they'll speak in formal tone, which basically is more respectful. At the end of your sentences or the end of your words, you would have like suffixes like yo, 안녕하세요. I butchered the pronunciation, don't even. But when you're with your friends or when you're with your close people, you would use informal tone. So that's called, okay, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll just put how it looks like in English here. Basically, when you're speaking in informal tone, you are informal. So instead of 안녕하세요, it'd be 안녕. Where it's important in dramas is you're going to see, for example, a couple. The girl or guy would be like, well, can you please drop your formal tone? And then the person would be like, no, I'm uncomfortable, I still don't know you yet. Or yeah, okay, I will. And you'll see their accent change. So that's the thing. Another thing is Konglish. So Konglish is Korean and English mixed together. A lot of the time I've seen in variety shows especially that when somebody speaks in a clear English accent, for example, I went to McDonald's, the hosts would not understand what you're saying, but if you said it in a Konglish term, for example, McDonald's, they would understand what you're talking about. I feel like that's just something I've noticed, that if you are speaking in English versus Konglish, there will be a difference in understanding. Some K-drama slang in general, you have, let me just read them out. I know for a fact that I've seen a lot on my TikTok that people were asking me what OST meant. So OST is an original soundtrack. Every single K-drama has its own original soundtrack, which is really cool because for American TV shows, you have them use songs from like that are already on the public. But for K-dramas, you actually get a whole new soundtrack by unique artists, unique songs. So those songs belong to that K-drama, which I find a lot of the times OSTs in K-dramas are used multiple times. You will hear the main theme song over and over and over again, but usually it's amazing, so it'll get you in your feels every single time. Okay, besides that, let's start with the word oppa. I know for a fact that a lot of people misunderstand this word. It has a lot of different meanings. So number one, the meaning of the word oppa is older brother. And the same thing with the older thing. So if you have a boyfriend who's older than you, he would be called oppa as well. If he was your age, that you guys would be friends. He wouldn't really have like a term to be called in the Korean language. And most of the time for aegyo purposes, especially in drama, so aegyo is basically cuteness. For a lot of the times you will hear like the main lead or the second lead or whoever being like, no, call me oppa, and I want to be called oppa because that's cute, you know? So that's a thing. It's weird, but it's a thing. It's actually like, it's cute on camera. It's not cute when I talk about it. Some words in general, you hear me all the time in my reaction videos. I say omo a lot. Omo is basically like, oh my gosh. You have aigu. Aigu is basically used by older women usually who are called ajumas, and my pronunciation isn't good. Please don't come for me. Usually aigu is used by ajumas whenever like their back hurts or whenever something happens and they're like aigu blah blah blah. I usually use it when I'm trying to get out of bed and my back hurts and I feel 55 but I'm really 22. So that's just me. I use a lot of like mini Korean words around in my daily life because I just watch so many dramas. A very cool Korean word, and I think honestly, like it's not Korean, it's like an English word, but it's like Korean, Konglishified, is fighting. But in Korean, they pronounce it hwaiting, like it's literally hwa. Even when I saw it in the Korean, like Korean spelling, it's literally the Hangul for H. So it's whiting, and basically what it is you know, fighting, like go for it, good luck, stuff like that. It's really cool. For example, Konglish words would be like skinship. So skinship is basically physical touch. It's just called skinship. It's so funny, it's so cute. There's also words like some. What it is, it's the shortened version of the word something. So I was watching It's Okay Not to Be Okay, obviously, and then she was like, are we having a some? Which basically is, are we flirting? So that's what it is. A bias is somebody that you like the most out of a K-pop idol group usually, but you can use it for like actors, you can use it for actresses. Your bias is basically your favorite person within that group or your favorite person in general. And a bias wrecker is a person from the group, for example, that wrecks your first bias. So, oh my god, I love blah blah more than blah blah now. Oh my god, he's such a bias wrecker. What am I doing? Oh my god. Another thing is second lead syndrome. So second lead syndrome is basically, in K-dramas you will have love triangles all the freaking time, and most of the time, well, yeah, literally most of the time, you will not be able to choose between the main lead and the second lead because they're just both perfect. So what happens then is that you develop second lead syndrome, which basically means that you love the second lead more than the first lead. It happens a lot. Your heart will be broken. One of my favorite things of watching a K-drama is playing the OST. It's so nice. I made a TikTok the other day that was like me when I'm listening to an OST, and it now has like 19k like likes. It's so funny. It's just me like standing with a cup of tea, and I'm like me and my feels when I'm listening to a Korean OST, because you really do get into your feels. So what I did is I made you guys a Spotify playlist just on my account. I put my favorite OSTs in there just to give you guys a starting ground to OSTs in general. And sometimes also I feel like when I listen to an OST and I haven't watched the drama, it makes me want to go watch the drama because OSTs are just so high quality. Yeah. Okay, this is by far my favorite part of my video. This is number 5. Introducing you to Korean actors and actresses. Now this is gonna be a long part. This video is gonna be long anyway, but this is gonna be long. What I want to do is I want to introduce you guys to like the top 10 or 12 actors and actresses and tell you what archetypes they usually play and why they're so popular. We're gonna start with the biggest person I'm simping for right now, who is Park Seo-joon. Park Seo-joon. Oh, Park Seo-joon. He's basically the archetype for CEO, for kind of the strong person who's like cute and like internally like weak for his lady. He just plays his roles so well, and he's a very funny character as well. So his top dramas are, for me, Itaewon Class, What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, Fight for My Way. He's fantastic in the romantic comedy genre, and he's just an all-around pleasure. He's so talented. I just love him. But yeah, that's Park Seo-joon. Next, we have Hyunbin. So Hyunbin's a veteran actor. He's been acting for a very long time. I got introduced to him, I think, 7 years ago when I watched Secret Garden. He is just a fantastic actor. So lately he's been getting more hype because of his drama Crash Landing on You, which you can find on Netflix. He's everybody's like captain in their hearts. He's really good at playing vulnerable characters. So he looks strong on the outside, but internally he's very vulnerable. Or he's like the cold character that turns out to be vulnerable. So that's Hyunbin, and he's just really good looking and he's really nice. You should watch some of his interviews. He's a very private person, but his interviews when he speaks, so cute. Next, we have Lee Min-ho. Lee Min-ho is everybody's K-drama childhood crush. You'll find that many old K-drama watchers have known him since like the beginning of time, which is like Boys Over Flowers basically. Lee Min-ho is basically everybody's childhood crush that has grown with them. His dramas are fantastic. He's never been in any bad drama, honestly. My favorite dramas of his are Personal Taste, which is pretty old, and Legend of the Blue Sea. His archetype is the guy that's cool and like, in Korean it's like Moshiso, which, or like Boshiso, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's usually an M and I usually think it's a B, I don't know why, but he's Moshiso, so he's cool and like he's collected. And oh yeah, he was also in City Hunter, so he plays spies as well. He's just that guy, you know, like the guy that's fashionable, tall, cute, and well spoken. So his archetype is usually a character that has the same sort of lines. Ji Chang-wook, Wookie, I love Wookie, he's so cute. His archetype is literally cute. The K-drama characters he usually plays are the ones that are just adorable but are also badass. He does the action genre really well, and I just want him to get back into it. He's been doing a lot of romantic comedies lately which have been flopping. I don't know why he's doing them, honestly. But if you want to watch some fantastic Ji Chang-wook dramas, my two favorites are The K2 and Healer. Cannot be topped. Two of my favorite K-dramas of all time. Next, we have Lee Jung-suk. Lee Jung-suk is the perfect archetype for the smart, and kind of nerdy, tall, hot CEO or like reporter or worker. He's just so good. Or doctor. Yeah, he was a doctor once. He is just so good at playing the smart character. Lee Jung-suk has so many fantastic K-dramas. Like, you actually don't know, like, he has so many. My two top favorites are I Can See Your Voice and what was the other one? While You Were Sleeping. Oh, I love While You Were Sleeping. Oh, Pinocchio. Oh my god, Pinocchio. He's fantastic. Watch Pinocchio. Anyways, yeah, so Lee Jung-suk is hot, handsome, and nerdy and tall, and I just... Did I say tall twice? Next, we have baby Zadie Gongyu. So Gongyu is, I think, 40 or 41 now. But you will see everybody on TikTok that is 15 plus simping, and you will see everybody simping for Gongyu. Gongyu just never ages. He like ages with grace. Like, he's beautiful. Like, you know how Leonardo DiCaprio aged but not with grace? Gongyu aged with beauty. My favorite Gongyu dramas are Coffee Prince, which is really old, and Goblin. Goblin is a masterpiece. Watch Goblin if you want to watch Gongyu in his element. I don't want to bore you and go on for 5 million years, but I'm going to just tell you guys like some top names. If you ever want to watch K-dramas, watch their K-dramas. You have Kim Soo-hyun, Nam Joo-hyuk, So Kang-joon, Park Hyung-sik, Jo Jung-suk. Okay, I just need to speak about Jo Jung-suk for a second. He's one of my favorite actors. I literally love him so much. He's never been in a K-drama that hasn't been amazing. He sings, he dances, he acts. If you want to watch Jo Jung-suk, watch Jealousy Incarnate, Oh My Ghost, Hospital Playlist. He'll kill you with how amazing he is. Lee Seung-gi and Park Bo-gum. Park Bo-gum. I love them all, but I can't speak about them for 5 million years because we'll be here till after tomorrow. I just want to put this in here. I think up and coming actors are Woo Do-wan and Lee Jae-book. I just wanted to say that. Woo Do-wan's now going to the army, so everybody's heartbroken. Oh, armies. So guys, if you are starting to get into K-dramas or K-pop, you will know for a fact after like 2 seconds that Korean men are supposed to go to the army by conscription for 2 years at some point before they turn, I think, 35 or 36. A lot of the times actors or idols do it in the beginning before they actually debut, or they want to do it before they become famous or successful, but a lot of the times they don't actually do that. So in the middle of them doing dramas and music shows and whatever, they'll just go to the army and your heart will be broken. Okay, let's start with the Korean actresses. Now, I have so many Korean actresses, actually more than actors. So I'm gonna start with Park Min-young. Park Min-young has the cutest personality you will ever see on screen and on her personal YouTube channel, on her personal social media. She's just the cutest. Her archetype is usually kind of like the perfect woman who is vulnerable and kind of mysterious, or is kind of closed off and needs to become less closed off, or is just very bubbly and open. So it's either one of the two, to be honest. My favorite K-dramas of hers are Healer and What's Wrong with Secretary Kim. Another actress fave is Ha Ji-won. I love Ji-won. Like, she is amazing. She's now, I think, 39 or 40. She does not look a day over 22. Like, I look 40, she does not look 40. It's insane how amazing her body, skin, everything is. She's so cute. She's so talented. My favorite K-drama of hers till now is King Two Hearts. She played a North Korean soldier, and she was with Lee Seung-gi, and they just looked so perfect. She was also in Secret Garden. She's the person you get introduced to when you watch K-dramas that are older, or if you watch them in the past. IU is one of my favorite actresses of all time. So IU is actually a Korean artist, so her main thing is music, but then she went into acting like a really long time ago, and you first start seeing her in like Dream High, and then she like escalates and escalates. My favorite IU drama is My Mister. I thought that she was the coolest person in the world. Like, her My Mister appearance, you will never ever even like think that she was an idol or think she was an artist ever. Like, she's just, not that that's a bad thing, that's an amazing thing because they have so many talents, but you know what I mean? Like, you just don't think of her as anything but like an award-winning actress. She's fantastic. She's so cute, and she has the best personality ever. If you see her behind the scenes stuff, she's just so nice. Jung Ji-hyun is one of the top like earning actresses in Korea, which I never knew that, honestly, until I saw TikTok about it like a month ago. But she's not in that many dramas. She is in a selective few, but her selective few are amazing. Like, you have You Who Came From the Stars, and you have Legend of the Blue Sea. Like, these are just the top two in my mind. What archetype is she? She's the archetype that is kind of, in You Who Came From the Stars, she was the archetype that was cold but turns vulnerable, but then in Legend of the Blue Sea she was kind of lost and then is but smart and quirky. So I think she plays quirky characters. I think that's her archetype. Park Bo-young. my heart. Park Bo Young is, I think, everybody's low-key favorite. Like that is her like vibe. Like she is everybody's, you know, when you go to a family gathering and you want to tell somebody who's a favorite child, well, Park Bo Young would be your favorite child. She's so cute. All of her dramas are so good. Park Bo Young's archetype is the cutie who's smart and badass. Like she plays a lot of characters that seem like cutesy in the beginning but then turn like really strong and like. My favorite K-dramas of hers are Strong Women Do Bong Soon and Oh My Ghost. So another fave is Jung So Min. Jung So Min is the archetype for the cute, soft, like if you imagine like a flower dancer or like a ballet dancer, that's Jung So Min. She's just so cute and quiet, and then she acts and she's like loud and quirky and funny. My favorite K-dramas of hers are My Father Is Strange and This Is My First Life. Unbeatable. My last point, K-drama recommendations. A tip though, I would start with the older K-dramas first because the quality of the new ones are just very different. So if you watch the new ones, I don't think you'll be able to watch the old ones without cringing. I did write a list of my favorites that I'm just gonna read out. So Kill Me Heal Me, Scarlet Heart, The Reply series, It's a One Class, Fated to Love You, The K2, Goblin, My Mister, Fight for My Way, Secret Love, and Mask. These are my personal faves, and yeah, just some tips from a K-drama fan. So if you guys want to learn more about your favorite actresses or your idols, I would watch variety shows. Korean variety shows are basically, they're not Japanese survival shows and they're not American talk shows. They're more fun. They have a lot of different concepts. For example, I Live Alone is a show where they react to people living alone. So they take videos of people throughout the day or throughout like a couple of days, like living alone in their apartment, and then there'd be like a panel that react to it. Or you have other shows like One Night, 2 Days, where you would have like adventure camps, like they have to go on adventures for 1 night, 2 days. So there's a lot of different variety shows. Your actors and idols usually go on them for promo, to show their personality to their audiences. So it's a great way for promotion generally. K variety shows are what's going to make you laugh. Another thing is that I feel like Korean isn't that hard to learn. I feel like if you watched a lot of K-dramas, you will pick up Korean faster. Obviously my pronunciation is nothing, but I do understand Korean. So if I would watch something that's unsubtitled, I actually would understand it more than like obviously more than a regular person. But my pronunciation is terrible because I need Korean lessons. Eat something before you watch a K-drama. You'll get hungry really fast, like really fast. Maybe I'll do a video of me going to like a Korean restaurant here in Toronto and I will film you guys like the different types of Korean foods, because I see a lot on TikTok that a lot of people actually have not tried Korean food before. Maybe that'd be a cool thing. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it was informative. This has been Dima. If you guys want more content, I have a TikTok and I have an Instagram, and I also have a sticker shop if you guys want K-drama related stickers. Leave down your suggestions below. I always look at your suggestions and I actually do make them. So if you guys ever want to look at Ji Chang-wook stickers or Kim Soo-hyun stickers, I will start making them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Dima.